welcome once again. I guess by now a lot of you will know where I'm standing. I'm standing in the Fairy Glade at Riverhaven. And today I just want to share with you something I wrote possibly 15 years ago, which is still so relevant today. And I'll just sort of read from a few notes here that I've got and share with you this wonderful story I feel was so important then and is still important today. I'd just been for a visit to the Kaimanawa Wall in the early hours of the morning to be there at dawn and to film the forest and the wall, etc. And then I returned to a meeting with a group of folk at Tauhara Centre in Taupo in the North Island. And I sat with these people, and there was an incredible openness and a wonder of sharing. I heard stories of awareness and the work that they were quietly doing to strengthen the well-being of all people who live in New Zealand, and indeed all people who live anywhere in the world. These people are now called the finders, the ones who seek not for personal gain, but in an unselfish endeavour to link all that is good and great in this land with all who are in need of a way to understand a deeper purpose. I sat and spoke with but a few of the gigantic network of individuals and small groups who work constantly to benefit their fellow human beings. From those who have worked long and hard to help spirits that have been locked into the earthly plane to move on, and the many metaphysicians who work at higher levels exploring the reasons behind the rising of chaos in certain places, delving deep into the inner workings of planet, rising above the earth to connect with the cosmic giants. I sat with guardians, always alert to subvert the evil intent of the powers that wish to control and rule. And then the earth healers who move among us in great numbers, and they provide reassurance to the Davic world that we will not entirely wreck the system of the biosphere of this planet. Healers of the mind and body who intervene unasked to help those suffering to overcome. I talked with those who are in contact with entities and beings that do not exist in this dimension. And the list goes on, and it goes on. And as the finders work and seek to be of help and offer sustenance to the spiritually weak and the morally bereft. And I guess the most wonderful thing about the finders, that this is true service given, not to feed the ego or the pocket. And for those who ask, much will be shared, much will be forthcoming. And with all of this amazing information that is out there, one may well ask, where to from here? What are we doing? Which way are we going? Which way should we turn? Oh my gosh. Finders know the answer. It simply comes from their commitment. There are many of us who are not aware of our full potential. It is not always required that we be as active in our endeavours. We have but to offer support to those finders we know, and to those unseen our heartfelt thanks for the work that they have undertaken on behalf of humanity. Finders do not always work within structured groups, but often alone or as a pair or a couple. But for all of this, they are always in touch with other folk who are involved within the scope of their talents. And within this vast network of people, there is an overlap of intent and much supportive understanding of the essential nature of the individual commitment. You'll often meet the finders at gatherings of the like-minded, at shows and fairs and festivals, or in private homes, or sitting next to you on the bus. Many of these people will present services to others in the form of readings and healings. Many appear as everyday folk, just like you and I. And there is always opportunity to link with the finders and offer your support. So what I now see is a scattering of tens of hundreds, if not thousands, of talented people through every level within our society. The combined strength of all these workers cannot help but make the difference that is required to swing the balance back towards a time of greater joy and unity, love and understanding. One might say that, given worldly trends of today, the utopian desire can never be fulfilled. But I take great heart from the deeper history of this land of New Zealand, when the nation of the Waitaha maintained a state of peace and unity for more than 1,000 years. History does repeat itself, and the direction this may take is very much in our hands, in your hands, in my hands too. What a responsibility, but we're up for it, we're up for it. So open yourself to the potential that is presented wherever you may live. Take it upon yourself to become involved, to make that pilgrimage to a place of power, to seek a healing for all within our community. So the overall message here is, step out, I guess, from behind the screen which you may hide behind. There are so many people out there who think like you and act like you. And it is very heartening to meet with them and sit with them and be aware of them. And in this way we can offer mutual support for the wonderful works that are being done. And the works that are being done take on so many levels. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And so, as I said before, readers and people who work with crystals, people who work with the nature, music of the plants, shamans, you name it, they're all there. They're around you. There is a vast, vast network throughout the whole world, and particularly still amongst the indigenous races of the world. So, now's the time to get up and get going. Don't procrastinate, and don't underestimate yourself, because my God, you're capable of all of this. You're capable of anything you set your mind to. So just free yourself of the fetters and the restrictions which are keeping you from becoming involved, because you are a finder. You may not yet be aware of it, but you are. So there we are, a little ramble today, a ramble literally, walking around the forest and chatting in the forest here. So thank you once again for being with me and allowing me to share some of my views and hopefully invoke a response within you all. Okay, so until we meet again, I'll say tēnā lāk, tēnā lāk. And don't forget, I just love you all so much out there, my dear Facebook family. Be well, be brave, step out.